was really neat to watch them come out the gates with them. You know, you could see the excitement in their eyes, and they knew what it was about. I actually threatened some of them, like, hey, you don't act right. You have your regular jersey there standing on the sideline, so we'll switch that out real quick. That's a special deal around here, and we want to make sure that we uphold it the right way. There was 12 today. You know, Cam got the extra one from last year, coming in here doing, and everything he's done in the off season, the summer, fall. Felt like, you know, he was a guy who had earned one as well.
So the other 11 are just the 11 that are at the top of the depth chart.
Yep. The 11 stars, and again, that's not just the 11 at the top of the depth chart. You know, those guys went back and looked at all the stuff that they had done, mat drills, if they were on the black, if they were black shirt in the off-season stuff, and then you go through the summer, the elite lists and all those things like that. You know, I mean, it gets real tricky in there, but yes, it was the 11 starters this one. Yeah.
What's been the challenge of getting ready for this UTEP offense? Coach Rule mentioned going to a lot of different spots for film study and all that.
Yeah, you can see it especially when they play the FCS opponents, the FBS opponents. They play to win. You know, you see all the formations, you see the tempo, you see they go for it a lot on fourth down. I mean, you can see it in the play calling, very aggressive. You know, they got a lot of trick plays. They'll run some fakes on you. They keep you on your toes with the PAT field goal block, with all the stuff they do there. So they make you work. They make you prepare. So they're fun to watch on tape, and it'll be a great challenge this week.
What gives you confidence in Buford at that one corner spot? Just the versatility he's given you too. To plug him in different spots.
Yeah, he's a veteran. You know, number one, when he came back towards the end of last year, you saw him play, and obviously you saw the maturity, you saw the experience, you saw the playmaker in him, and then just throughout the course of Bly being hurt and some of those other young guys, I thought Coach Butler did a great job of moving guys around in there at corner. I mean, between Jeremiah, him, Sierre, Malcolm going back and forth, cross-training some guys. Larry Tarver coming on, did a really nice job of making sure guys got meaningful reps, so that way we can put guys in there. So just felt like right now you go with the 5 DBs that you feel are the most experienced and that can play, and you know you couldn't keep them off the field. So that don't mean you won't see them at safety as well. Again, all those guys are interchangeable.
Tony, how much do you claim El Paso as a place that helped shape you in football or in life?
Yeah, it really did change my life, because, you know, I grew up in New York, and there wasn't any sports around. So then when I went to El Paso, that was the first time that I got a chance to play football and be involved in that. And from then on, it was just all the football, grades better, not being a knucklehead off the field. So that my football life started in El Paso. So my second family lives in El Paso. My brother, my stepbrother, I call him my brother. You know, he's like works for the athletic department, the district, and so still got a lot of friends over there. So it's a special place in Mark.
Coach Rule had mentioned yesterday week 1 and 2 games are often won and lost defensively because of tackling. Yeah. Why is that? I mean, is it more so in week 1 and 2? Maybe. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, you saw that a lot in the games I watched. I watched the New Mexico game, saw that, and then saw the Georgia Tech Florida State game. You saw a lot of missed tackles. Just the speed of the game, guys getting used to the speed and seeing somebody different and all that stuff. And you know, of course you get the butterflies in the stomach, and you know it's under the lights and it's real. But that's why the focus is always on us and making sure that we take care of our business. You know, making sure that we emphasize tackling from the first thing we do all the time. You know, and putting those guys in position to make sure that they are tackling, that they are aware of what they're doing in practice. So that way, as Coach said today, you know, you put in all this work so that you can go out there and be confident in what you're going to do on Saturday. So.
Has the tackling been then, especially in the scrimmages? You know, what have they shown you in that area?
Yeah, it's progressed. You know what I mean? Like, you go and use your first one, it's sloppy, wasn't good enough. Then the second one, you're seeing guys get to understand like how we want to do things tackling, especially in the open field. You know, out there on all the perimeter screens and all that stuff. You want to make sure you overemphasize that, because that's what you're going to see this week. So it's gotten better and better. Is it where it's supposed to be? You know, I think we're going to leave that till after the season to say if it was good or not. But right now, the guys are getting better. Guys understand what kind of game it's going to be and why we're emphasizing it so much in practice. So
They haven't named a starting quarterback between Locklear. Is there much of a difference between McConnell and Locklear?
yeah, I mean, I get the gamesmanship and all. You know what I mean? We came out and named it. I get all that stuff. You see them on tape and you see the differences. One of them may be a little bit better passer, not as much of a scrambler, so to speak. And the other one, he's a guy who runs around a lot. You know what I mean? So we prepare for both of them. Got a feeling of which one it will be. Just looking at the tape and seeing how valuable the quarterback run game is in the offense. So getting a feel for that. But really, again, at the end of the day, Coach had a great saying. We want to be humble enough to prepare the right way. You know what I mean? Because if you don't respect your opponent, you're going to get beat. That's just football 101. But we want to be confident enough to go out there and do what we're supposed to do. And so we've given them different looks. We're preparing for both, and we'll see what happens.
You obviously had to wait 2 weeks, play 2 games last year before you could get out in the stadium. What do you think it does for the energy that you guys can generate on defense to actually begin the season out here in front of your fans?
Oh, I think it's going to be electric. I mean, again, I think being in Nebraska, you hear about the greatest fan base and that kind of stuff, and it's just kind of words in the air. But it truly, spring games, 66,000 plus. We weren't getting that when I was at Arizona State in games. You know what I mean? We weren't getting that in Syracuse. We were not getting that. That was not happening. You know what I mean? And so to see 90,000 first game of the year, I think it's going to be electric. And the guys feel it. They know. I mean, you feel it in the air. Just the vibes. I mean, you kind of get the goosebumps right now talking about it. It is going to be a great day in there.
Tony, what impression is go ahead.
Okay.
With Dylan being named the starter last week, how has he challenged defense?
Oh, he every which way. For as much as he can throw the ball and the different concepts and all that stuff, and keeping everybody in tune all the time, because he can roll out one way, throw it back, against the grain, all that kind of stuff. Dylan's smart. He extends plays, and I think one of the things that we wanted to work on last year, especially, was the off-script plays, the guys scrambling around and then finding throws down the field. And so got a lot of practice at that with him running back there, and all the quarterbacks doing that to us. So it's going to be fun to watch him.
What are the last 24 to 48 hours like for you as a D coordinator before an opener? Are they different from the other games just because you haven't played yet? Or how do you?
That's a great question, man. You start to get restless. You start to work on the pin things with the fingers. I start flipping my pins in my fingers. You just start getting antsy and all that stuff. You wonder, do you have enough defense? Do you have too much defense? Do you have too little defense? You start your mind starts going all over the place. But then, you kind of hone in and you look at the guys and. Again, it goes back to the work that you put in all off season. This is, you've studied the opponent, the first 4 a couple times already throughout the year, and you can feel it out at practice. As you get into the trade periods and giving more looks of the opponent, stuff like that. And it just kind of builds up, and you get that. I remember the first time I ever called the game, I sat down and. I was like, man, I don't think none of this stuff is going to work, man. We might give up 100 points today. And we went out there and had 6 turnovers and did all that kind of stuff. So, your mind just races, but it's a good feeling. It's football season, right? So it's a good feeling.
One more on Cam Lenhart. What's put him in position to get a black shirt as a relatively young player?
Yeah. He is OOU. He's what this place is all about, what this program is all about. Academically wise, engineering major. I mean, elite grades, elite process in the classes he's taken, and knowing where he's supposed to be and doing the things he's supposed to be doing. You watch him in the off season, and he's 100 miles an hour, no excuses, always in front of the lines, just kind of a low maintenance blue collar guy. And then when he goes out there, he knows what to do, he knows how to do it, and then he does it at an elite level. And he's a great teammate. I mean, just again, OOU. If you talk about one of the first guys you mentioned about with the DNA of the program, it would be him. So.
Sierra's only been here for a couple of months. How do you feel like he's taken to the defense, and what kind of work has he put in the 2 months he's been here?
Yeah, I mean that's the program. He's put in a lot of work, especially to catch up to the guys and all that stuff. And he's done a nice job, still growing, still understanding the way things are done here and the way things were done at his old place are completely different, right? And one of the things about Sierra is he was told, and I think it's coming to fruition, is that when you come here, you're going to be the best version of yourself. You're going to be the most accountable version of yourself, the biggest, strongest, fastest version of yourself, and then we're going to hold you accountable on the grass, because I remember recruiting him in high school, and he was one of the top athletes in the country, And so we've messed up that process along the way at his first, wherever he was, and then now it's kind of like a restart for him. And it's fun to watch him understand, okay, this place is different, the standards, the accountability. Hey, if I'm supposed to be at a certain weight, if I'm supposed to be at a certain hydration, if I'm supposed to be wherever I'm supposed to be ready to go, it's just different. And it's fun to watch young men see it and really take to it. So.
You guys think a lot of Tommy Hill's athleticism. Where does Sierra compare if he's at his top peak athleticism?
Oh, I mean, they're different players. Tommy is super athletic, and you don't realize how big he is. He could be 210 pounds doing the stuff he does, which is ridiculous. Sierra's about 180, 185, twitchy, little twitchier, little smaller. So different in that regards, but still you got two guys who are elite talents.
Where's your green dot helmets?
The green dots will go to. We're still moving that around just because of the special teams aspect and how many we're going to get and all that kind of stuff. So we're still trying to figure that out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Satterfield, and then we'll have players shortly after Coach is done.
How you doing? Hello.
When did you're at practice and you see that moment when you're like, yeah, Dylan's the guy?
I mean, there was a bunch of moments. I think throughout the competition, all the guys had really, had good days. There wasn't really a lot of bad days, but just the overall movement of the offense, the understanding of the offense, just the way that he operated the offense, I think, it was pretty clear that he was the guy.
You've worked with some really talented quarterbacks in the past. I mean, where does he stack up? Not only in just his physical talent, but his ability to take in information at such a young age.
Just his maturity at 18 years old. I think just his work ethic, his steadiness, his composure. I think that he's shown all those attributes at practice. I think he's got obviously an elite arm talent, and not just throwing the ball hard. That everybody can throw the ball hard, but he can place it where it needs to be, where he wants it to be. I think trying to. Some of the throws we're asking him to make, that's a big deal for us.
How different will your running game be this year, just knowing that the QB run game that we've seen in Nebraska won't be maybe as prevalent, and how important are the tailback runs going to be now moving forward?
It's huge because, the quarterback, they got to add extra hats in the box, and it's a whole different deal how you have to attack a quarterback running team. It's going to be more traditional. Our running backs are going to have to step up, but we still have Heinrich out there, and Heinrich can do a bunch of different things for us. And Heinrich's going to be out there on the field with Dylan a lot. And shoot, Heinrich's too athletic to be standing over there on the sideline holding a clipboard. So we can be creative and do a bunch of different things. So we can generate a run game by handing the ball off. We can put two quarterbacks in there. We can do a bunch of stuff.
I know you guys are familiar with the UTEP staff, but what are the challenges of getting ready for what you're going to see, and just an opener in general?
Yeah, the tough part is the staff came from Austin Peay, so you're watching Austin Peay film, not UTEP film. So, the guys have to really go back and watch UTEP from last year to see, the guys that they're going to be playing against, and they're not even running the scheme that we're going to go against on Saturday. So I think that's one hurdle we had to overcome, and then just it's a really good defense. It's good, very good defensive staff, very sound. They make you execute. They do some different things, give you different looks. So it'll be a challenge for sure.
What's the value having a freshman quarterback being able to play a home opener instead of going on the road?
I think it's huge. I mean, anytime you can play at home, especially in a place like this, I think it'll be good. be exciting. Our guys have worked really hard, and I can't wait to it's going to be a celebration to go out there on Saturday and see all the hard work, see what happens.
How have you seen Dylan this week as you started to put a game plan in? How have you seen his intensity level, his if there's nerves, which would be maybe expected for a true freshman? How have you seen him attack this first experience?
I mean, really, like he's attacked everything since he's started learning the offense. He attacks it. He works really hard. He works into the night. He meets with Glenn extra on certain facets of the game. He's a young pro. He's always going to get better, and there's still maturing that he's going to have to do. But he attacks it like a pro, and he stays there until he gets it right and gets it in his brain, and then he goes out there like today, and we go start learning how to execute those things.
How will you rotate those? I mean, Coach Rule listed 4 guys, number 1. I mean, how do you go in with a plan to play 4 running backs if one guy maybe comes out hot?
Yeah, if you get a guy that gets hot, we definitely would love to just let that guy go. All 4 of those guys are talented, but they need to separate themselves. They need to go out these first couple of weeks and separate themselves because I personally don't want to go through a season with 4 running backs. I want 1 or 2 guys that can go out there and carry the ball and pass protect and be physical and know and do their assignments very well. So hopefully 1 or 2 of those 4 start to separate themselves as the season begins.
Some of those true freshmen that popped up on the depth chart, Ja'Cory and Carter, how good do you feel about where they're at to get them involved even in the opener?
I feel great, but I mean, again, they're freshmen, so you're going out and you're playing a major college football game, 90,000 people. Like there's going to be mental things that they've never seen or done or even have the ability to prepare for until you get out there. So I understand there's going to be some ebbs and flows the first couple of games, but for young guys, 18-year-old guys to come in physically, and mentally do what we're asking them to do, they've done a really nice job of putting themselves in a position where we can give them the ball in certain situations.
I don't know if you can comment on this, but Mac Markway from LSU, I believe he's here joining the team as a tight end. He's in your room. I mean, what can you?
I found out about it yesterday. To be dead honest with you, he's since I found out he was here, I've researched him a little bit. He's a good player. Got a chance to do some things for us, as everything starts to take place. But, just showed up at school, and here he is.
You'll take that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Available this year?
I don't know all that. I'm going to let Coach Rule address all those things on Thursday. I don't want to say something wrong.
You mentioned Heinrich not being on the sideline. You wanted to get him on the field. I don't know if you want to or can comment on this, but what is his game day kind of going to look like going forward?
Well, it's cool because he's going to have a quarterback. He's going to have 19 helmets on the sideline because he's going to have a quarterback helmet and then an extra quarterback helmet in case his wires go bad. And then when he's out there playing not as the primary green dot quarterback, then he'll have a normal helmet. So other than just making sure he's got the right helmet, he's just on call for whatever we ask him to do.
Anything else for Coach?
How much more do you feel like, I mean, you're a creative guy. I mean, everybody who's seen your offense over the years has noted that. How much more do you feel like is open to you as a play caller with the more experience and the different sizes of players that you have at the skill spots?
I think that, we can be as creative as we need to be, early on and moving forward throughout the season. But, there are some tools that we have, different body types, different, fast guys, big guys that can kind of run, guys that can take the top off of it, great ball skills, guys that can throw it, with laser point accuracy. Quarterbacks that are maybe not the starting quarterback, but super athletic and can catch the ball and can run the ball and can do all these different things. So we can be very, very, very creative, and I think we have to be. I mean, we got to make it fun. I think the Chiefs do an unbelievable job, obviously, because they've got one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game and one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. But they're able to go out there and just create some cool stuff, and I think that's kind of the trend, kind of the direction that we're wanting to go towards. It won't look like that early on, but as we grow and grow throughout the season, you can be as creative as your players will allow, and they're going to allow us to be very creative.
I don't know that we're going to talk to Heinrich this week. So, what was his immediate reaction when A, here's he's not going to be the starting quarterback, but B, that you guys have a lot of plans for him?
He understood it was a great competition. All those guys respect each other and like each other and compete in the classroom with each other. His whole thing was just, I don't want to stand over there and hold a clipboard. Let me go play. And so we're going to find ways to get him in the game and be creative.
In terms of creating chunk plays, you know, big explosive downfield plays. Where do you feel the offense is in that area right now?
I think that's got to be, one of the big parts of our offense. I think, the way that we run the football, the way we ran it last year, the way that I think we can have a chance to run it this year. I think it's going to, open up some opportunities for people having to get extra guys in the box, which allows you to push the ball down the field.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
MJ, you guys got the black shirts, and just being here now 2 years, what does that tradition mean to you with the history of Nebraska and the black shirts?
Well, it's a high honor, but you got to earn your keep every single day. I mean, just because you got a black shirt doesn't mean you're starter forever. The roster change every single day, and you just got to earn your keep every single day. I mean, it's just a practice one with the black shirt. My goal is to keep the whole season with the black shirt.
What are the challenges of getting ready for this UTEP team with a staff that was in a different place last year? What's that been like for you?
I mean, we've been watching Austin Peay tape a lot and trying to get a feel of things and, trying to do formation recognition and recognizing the personnel, who they brought over, who they kept. And also, man, it's just things that we just do every single day. I mean, they're a big tempo team. They'll love to screen and stuff like that, but we just got to be the most conditioned team in America, and that's one of our goals.
Cam Lenhart was a guy who got a black shirt too, as just a second-year college player. What strikes you about Cam and just the way he handles his business?
I mean, he came in like a vet. I mean, that's what happens when you come from a good prep school, But no, all glory to IMG, but they did really well with Cam Lenhart. Cam Lenhart did really well with himself. Came in as a mature cat, and he just reaped what he sowed, ate what he killed. So, yeah, man, that's Cam for you.
What are the advantages of being a veteran unit when someone's trying to go fast on you, just from a communication perspective that you guys have played a lot of football together?
Oh, that we know the playbook at the back of our hand. I mean, that's the only thing that can really help, for real. I mean, we still got to play the game of football and understand who we're playing against. But, once we have a better understanding of the playbook and everybody knows and everybody's on one page, then we can eliminate the thinking and is more reacting.
Who's the guy behind you that really sets the table? Is it one of those secondary guys that will kind of be the table setter for the rest of the defense?
No. I mean, defense works like a string, right? It's just like a string on a puppet. So every string on a puppet got to move. If I move one string, it's when the hand moves up. If I move this string, so the other hand moves up. Same thing. I mean, I'm asking for the field call. I get the field call from the rover. I get tight calls from linebackers. The D-line's communicating where the backfield's at. Constant communication, constant talking. Ain't just one voice. Everybody got to have a voice. It's essential for everybody to talk.
How's that dynamic between you and Prince Will playing the same position grown through this preseason?
I told him as soon as we started, this is our room. I mean, yeah, we're going to compete. Yeah, it's a position battle every single day. But this is our room, though. We go the room goes as far as we go. So it's just been a tandem that we've been working on, and it's a brotherhood that we always had. And, it's just fun. That's my little brother. So, yeah.
What do you think of his growth right now as a player?
It's been really well since freshman year. I mean, he had an outstanding freshman year, and it looks like he's going to really build upon that going forth this year.
You played in a lot of college football and the biggest games, but what's special about an opener to a season? Is it still a little different, those 24 hours before a game for you?
Thank God fall cancer over, But in all honesty, you really it's just fun and exciting. It was like, okay, finally we're here, but we never arrived. The hay's never in the barn. The work is not done yet. But we're here. We could finally play somebody. It's a different jersey, different color, and just see where all the work that we've done, winter, spring, summer, and see what we can prevail from that.
Like even in the locker room, hour before the kick, are you studying things that they might do?
Yes. I mean, I'm just recommended. Obviously, you got to relax your mind, relax your brain, make sure you're not too tense going into the game. But it's always recommended just to visualize yourself going over plays, what play calls might be called, and right now, right after this, I'm about to go watch film and whatnot, see what I got going on, see what mistakes I can clean up here and there. But yeah, it's constant.
Anything else for MJ? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
single digit as a first-year Husker?
I mean, it's an honor. That's, I just being who I am, me being a team player, me just working hard, me sacrificing. It's just another opportunity to pay homage to the ones that came before me, and homage to, the teammates around me.
Yesterday, Coach Rule mentioned you were a guy that talked about your community service hours, that sort of thing. What kind of stuff do you do, and how long have you done that?
Yeah, so here it was a lot of work at food banks. We did some work with schools, some veteran homes, aid, things like that, hospital. Back in my previous school at Wake Forest, I worked a lot in the schools, elementary kids, middle school kids. It was a very impoverished community. I think Winston-Salem's top 50, maybe 44 poorest cities in America. And so I did a lot of work in schools and just being a good role model, mentor for the youth.
Why is it important to you?
Just me coming up, me feeling like, being a man of the house, my mom and my sisters. It was about good decision making. I like to say, we're products of our decisions, but we're still not our mistakes. And just good decision making and good leadership is just imperative, to lead the life, that you want to have, at least that I want to have. And yeah, just, poverty, struggle, domestic violence, homelessness, stuff like that.
When did you start really focusing on that community service work?
It's been like that my whole life. Like as a kid, I feel like, service is putting a smile on your face. By you smiling, just like negative energy, positive energy is contagious. And as I got older and I'm able to go places and the platform that I have, we want you here, we want you to come here, then the scale becomes larger. But it's been like that, since I was a kid.
You've played a lot of football, a lot of openers. I mean, what's your level of nerves with a new team at Nebraska, freshman quarterback going into this opener?
Yeah, I mean, it's there for sure. Coach Rule talks about, feeling the fear, but being fearless. We're going to feel that emotion, but it's just we feel the emotion and let it pass. I'm not my emotion. I know the emotion is there, but it's about playing fearless. And when you play fearless, you can play to the best of your ability. And so I take the pressure from the media and everybody else and just negate that and just put the pressure on myself to just be myself, play my heart out.
How can you help Dylan? First college game ever. You've obviously got a lot invested in his ability to perform out there. What will you want to do for him on Saturday?
Just have his back, and make sure that he has fun. Come back to the ball, attack the ball. It's either my ball, our ball, or nobody's ball. And just, we make a mistake, what's next? Next play mentality, and looking at the best in every situation or every predicament we're putting in, success, and then responding to adversity.
One last one, Chris. You played with some pretty good quarterbacks, I think, in your career. What does Dylan do well at such a young age?
Dylan, he throws the check downs when the D ball isn't there. He can extend plays. He has a strong arm. He can get the ball around anywhere. Puts the ball where it needs to be, and he plays hard.
One last question.
Yeah.
The backup is Heinrich Harburg, and he's about your size.
Yeah.
And he might be doing some things around the field. What do you think of him as an athlete?
He's an incredible athlete. Right? He's coming downhill. I don't know too many people who want to go head over Heinrich Harburg, and so you're going to see that. It's going to be showcased, and so yeah. So.
All right. Thanks.
No doubt. I'll take care.
It's not your first time getting a black shirt, but what is that feeling when you see it hanging in your locker?
Yeah, no, the feeling's the same every time. You know, really, really humbled, really honored to be able to get that. There's been a lot of greats in Nebraska that have gotten black shirts over the years, and they've elevated the standard for us. So it's just that's my mindset is. Once you get that black shirt, is that the standard just has to keep elevating for myself and for all the guys that got it.
Yeah, MJ Sherman was just in here. What's he meant as a guy who's played a lot of college football and big games, and just how the importance he's had in this program?
No, Sherm's awesome. Sherm's a really awesome dude. Getting to know him last year, obviously, and then now he's been around for a long time. I love MJ. He brings a good mindset to the team. He gets fired up when it's time to get fired up. He's awesome. He's a hard-nosed player. He's going to do what you tell him to do, and he's awesome to be able to go out there and play with.
Cameron Lenhart also earned a black shirt today. Just what has he meant to your defense?
Yeah, no, to have 4 guys on the defensive line to earn the black shirts, Cam being the 12th guy is. It's pretty awesome. Cam's obviously he's a younger guy, but he's come in. He's stepped up right away for us last year. He played a lot of snaps for us last year, and he's continued to develop and continue to do the right things. So the older guys in the D-line room all said that we think that he deserves to have that black shirt, and so for him to be able to come and get a black shirt is pretty awesome.
What will make you happy, Nash, if you see it from the defense? What do you want to see from the defense on Saturday?
I want, when we turn the film on Sunday, to know that we played to our standard of football, that we're playing we're playing big-time football. We're going out there and, whatever happens is going to happen, right? But come in on Sunday and turn on the film and know that that's our standard of playing.
What was it been like for you in August? They moved you around more, not just play over the nose, according to Tony. How's that? What do you like about it? What's the challenge been like?
I love it. It just gives me more ability to show my skill sets. Besides just playing nose, being out in a 3 technique, playing sometimes being in a 4-eye. It's been a lot of fun. Just continue to develop 3 tech, 4-eye play. It's been awesome to be able to just not be in the middle taking double teams all the time. So,
Nash, early in your career, your conditioning level limited you maybe on how many snaps you could play in a game. How comfortable are you now with your conditioning level, as far as a guy that can push that snap count when you have to push it in some games?
Yeah, no, I'm ready to push snap count whenever I can. I've tried to develop myself to be able to do that, not just being a really big, heavy nose, being able to lighten up and being able to just play as many snaps as I'm needed for on game day.
How much did wrestling help you in that area, just kind of develop that conditioning level?
No, it definitely helped. Obviously, I lost some weight, right? That was a big thing. And then I think wrestling this winter helped me to keep my conditioning level at I was in some of the best shape I was this winter just from doing different things with wrestling and the conditioning stuff with wrestling. So it helped me to just keep my shape for the entire year. So I don't think I've lost much of that. And yeah.
Nash, what do you think of Jamari Butler and how he's come along? He had a really successful pass rushing season last year, and has he continued that so far?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, Jamari is a guy that I'm so proud of. He came in when we were freshmen, and he was one of those guys that wasn't doing all the right things all the time, and now he's one of our best leaders on the defense. He's doing everything right. He's setting the standard. He's helping the young guys get into shape. He is such an important piece to this defense now and to this entire team that I'm just so proud of Jamari and how he's handled himself the last 2-3 years.
Coach Rule said the other day he likes that legacy walk you guys take beforehand because you get to see who you play for. And how big a deal is that to you? Do you think about that stuff? What's that like just before the game?
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome being out there and being with the fans, especially the kids. We were all those kids at one point that were. We had big dreams, we had big goals, right? We looked up to guys like us, and to be able to just give back to the fans that come show up every Saturday cheering super loud for us is awesome. Anytime we can be around them and maybe impact their day, make their day better, that's awesome. It means a lot to us.
Even as a veteran, what are the last 24 hours before an opener like for you? Is it different than the other games? Because it's been
no, I think for me it's whether it's an opener, whether it's last game of the season, my process is always the same. That last 24 hours is when you just start getting your mind ready to just go to war, right? Like all week you spend preparing, and then that Saturday morning, just getting your mind right, ready to go to war and do whatever it takes.
How do you get your mind right?
For me, it's just I like to go through different scenarios that I could get myself put into, and just right. We prepare all week, and just my last little preparation stuff on game plan wise or what they're doing. Just take one last look over everything, and then usually by that time I'm prepared and I'm ready to go by Saturday morning.
Been here since 2020 and haven't played an opener in the stadium. You just talked about the fans and what it means. Is there significance that you haven't been able to experience in not being here to open any season?
Yeah, no, to be able to come out and open in front of the fans this season is super exciting, and just we're gonna go out there and we're gonna give them a show.
Anything else for Nash? Thank you.
So expecting Thomas Fedoni and John Bullock as well. So, questions for Dylan?
What was your reaction to finding out you were named the starter, and what was that conversation like?
Yeah, it was emotional, honestly. I mean, the first thing I did was call my mom, call my dad. Very, very thankful for them. I wouldn't be here without them. And then my brother and my sister, made sure I called them and let them know I appreciated them very much. There's a lot of other people I could thank, but just due to time right now, yeah, it was a good conversation. It was a fun competition, and I still love Danny, still love Heinrich, and they push me every day. So I can't thank them enough for what they did, and helped me be where I am as well.
Dylan, how did they give you that news?
Say it again.
How did they give you that news that you're?
I guess Coach Rule just after practice was just like, "Hey, you're our starting quarterback. Congratulations," and that was it. And he went to the media, and it was just quick. It's about our team. I don't want to make it about me or what I do, and I can't win the game by myself. So it's going to take all 11 on both sides of the ball, and that's our focus.
When you play that first college game on Saturday, how do you prevent yourself from getting caught up in the moment and everything that comes with that?
I mean, just trusting the training, trusting the guys around me. And I think Coach Rule does a great job of our team and preparing us that no moment's big enough. And he puts us in situations at practice. And it would just make it a lot of fun. Let my guys run the show and get the ball out wherever they need to be, and just have fun. It's just like when I was a kid playing the game. So I'm excited.
What's it been like for you the last 9-10 months, whatever it's been since you've been in Lincoln? I guess not 10, 8 or 9, to really get to build that relationship with Coach Rule and to kind of see what type of communicator in particular he is with his team. How has that benefited you?
I think it benefits a lot. He's very honest with the whole team, and I think that helps everybody know where he stands with whatever he's thinking, and I think it's the best for the team. He's very open to everybody. Everyone knows everyone's on the same page, and he's a great leader. I couldn't say enough great things about him. He gets our team in positions to be successful, and that's all you can ask. And it's our job to go out there and execute.
How did your camp go? I mean, how would you characterize your August?
August was crazy. 6 a.m., 9 at night, sometimes later. Everybody was putting in hours. So I think it was great just to get our whole offense installed and just get the reps in. Study a lot of tape. Be around each other was the biggest thing for us. We already were a close unit coming into camp, but I think being around each other is you never have enough time. So August was crazy, but it was like organized chaos, and it was a lot of fun.
What do you think of the potential of this offense? What excites you about this offense going into the season?
I think we have hitters from every angle that you can think of, and it's just a fun group of guys to come in every day and get better with. I mean, we go out to practice. It doesn't feel like a game for us. We're just out there having fun, doing our assignments at our best ability, and just cutting it loose like we have been the whole time we've been here since January. So, yeah, it's fun. These guys put a lot of work in and make my job easy.
What do you feel like you've had to work on the most in the 9 months that you've been here and you've made the biggest gains?
Yeah, I think it was different spring, summer to fall. I kind of break it down those three. Spring was getting adjusted to the speed, get the plays down, and kind of just get comfortable in the system. And the summer was more like physical standpoint of my body, taking care of my body, and getting it ready for this haul of fall camp and really the season. So I think our strength coach, Coach Campbell, nailed it with all of us, and I think everyone's in a great position to be ready to play on Saturday.
If you could give a message to Husker Nation, the fans, about what they can expect from you and this team and what they're going to bring to the table, what would that be?
Buckle up. It's going to be a fun ride.
What are the challenges of preparing for an opener, especially against a team with a new coaching staff and a new school where a lot of their personnel is kind of from all over the map?
Yeah, I think you got to take each opponent as its own, respect your opponent, and you got to study. It's actually funny. One of our receivers watching tape, and he forgot what color UTEP was. Like, it's a funny joke, but we're watching different stuff, getting ready for UTEP. So that's a challenge, not knowing where people are going to be lined up. But we have everything we need. All our guns are loaded and ready to fire. So whatever it takes to win on Saturday is what's going to happen.
How did you and Malachi decide who keeps number 15?
That's a story I keep in house. Yeah.
Coach Rule mentioned your pocket presence and how it has improved. What can you speak on with that particular subject? How you've bettered yourself?
Yeah. I mean, it's always been an emphasis in fall camp. Wanting to play on platform, be on time with things like that. So, Coach Rule, Coach Thomas have all been pushing that and, really buying into what they're teaching. And, Coach Rule showed me like a 60-play cut-up of Tom Brady and just watching his composure, watching his drops and, like, his timing of things was kind of mesmerizing. He's always on time. He's always on platform. And I think, in my mind, the way I think, once I saw it, it made sense to me. Just play when stuff breaks down. Like, yes, you got to go make a play when your number's called, right? So, yeah, it's just Coach Rule showed me that cut up, and Coach Thomas has every day been hounding footwork. So, thanks to them too.
Does that excite you, kind of that chess match of what these college defenses are going to throw at you as a freshman starter?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of football. You don't want it to be easy. You don't want it to just hand you touchdowns. I mean, I think if you're a competitor at the end of the day, you're not going to want them to just sit back and, all right, here, like, take your shots and, like, let us whoop you, So I think teams will have their different ways of coming after us and coming after a young quarterback, which is fine. That's part of the game and growing up fast. So, I'm excited for the challenge of, every team, and it starts Saturday.
How does a receiver earn your trust?
Honestly, I'm going to flip it on you. I have to earn their trust. They run so hard every day in practice, and if I can't give them a ball that they can catch and the timing, I'm wasting their time. So I think it all starts with the quarterback, starts with myself, and if I can give them an accurate ball, how hard it's coming, when it's coming, and I think that's how the timing goes. If I'm not doing them justice.
Talk about Heinrich Harburg as somebody who was vying for that starting position. You got the starting position, but he's still going to be on the field, it sounds like, playing in different positions, and you're going to kind of have, it sounds like, a partnership where you may be the quarterback and he may be somewhere else, but still be on the field with you. How are you going to make that work, and how does it make you feel?
I think it's kind of whatever it takes. Honestly, Heinrich's probably one of the best athletes in our building. To be honest, I'll keep it 100 with you guys. He's a great person. I love being around him every day. My locker's right next to him. So, Heinrich's going to go make plays. And I think shout out to Heinrich for, whatever the team needs. I'm very thankful that he's kind of showed me the ropes on how college football is, how it's supposed to look. And, he's just been a great guy to lean on and learn from. So I think him being out there, I trust him in my whole ability that, if I need him somewhere, he's going to be there.
Thank you, Dylan.
Thomas, opening the year at home, just how much different is that feeling is it for you? I mean, you've never opened a season at home and just kind of getting ready to go for this home opener.
Obviously, we're excited being able to, come in and open the season in front of the fans and be able to put on a show for the state. And then, obviously, this is our home turf, so we got to defend it and do everything we can, to play to our ability, and that'll happen.
What do you think people can expect from your freshman quarterback this week?
I think, they can expect a great player, someone who, does everything right, all the small things right. I was just talking out there, and I was saying, there was someone who came and spoke to us and, said that there's magic in the minutia. And I think that Dylan, is someone who embodies that. I'll be in here on the weekends and when no one else is in here or very few people are in here, and he'll be in, the weight room doing all the small things, getting, his body right, stretches and arm workouts and things like that. So he does everything right to go out there and be successful on the field.
What can you say about Heinrich, and just sounds like he's going to be involved in different ways, and just how he's handled the whole situation and, being a team guy?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any different Heinrich than I've seen the last, few years I've been here. He's gonna, when he's out there, he's gonna go and, do what he's always done. He's a great player, obviously, great athlete, and you can't have someone like him and not put him on the field. He's too good of a player, too good of an athlete to not, and be involved. I definitely think that you guys are going to be able to see that on the field.
What are the emotions like the last few days before an opener? You guys grind at 6 a.m. for 8 months, all that stuff. Like, what's it feel like now that you're finally here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's exciting. Being able to go against, well, I guess we're not there yet, but once we're there, being able to go against someone else other than our defense that we've been going against the last, few months, and I think that's exciting for us as a team. And obviously it's a little different, but we can't treat it any different, just because it's a game. I guess we just got to go out there and play to the level we've been practicing and preparing for.
Thomas, what makes Coach Rule an easy guy to play for? Someone that you like to play for?
For me, I think I relate to him a lot in a way like he's just going to tell you how it is, and I respect that because sometimes I want to be told. I like being told. I like being coached hard, and a lot of guys kind of don't, and I'm not saying guys on our team, but, there are guys that, don't like to be coached, and yelled at and screamed at because they think, they're getting picked on. But for like me personally, I enjoy it because I know that, there's always something I can get better at. And for me, that's what makes it easier because I know that he's going to keep it keep it 100 with all of us and push us to the level that he knows we can be pushed to because he sees the potential that we all have.
Thomas?
Thanks, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.